Welcome to the very first episode of the Good Enough Mom podcast. So, I'm just going to start off with this honest confession that I've been really procrastinating to record this very first episode because I have so many ideas, like million ideas I want to talk about and I want to teach you. But when it really came to the very first episode, I just wanted it to be perfect. I wanted to share all the topics I want to talk about. I wanted to really give you this perfect highlight and glimpse what I planned for you. And then I realized, like, uh-oh, wait a minute. Like, no, there is just no way that I can talk about everything I'm planning for you in just 20 minutes. And by the way, whatever I'm recording with my heart, with my passion, it is just going to be good enough. And I don't have to wait also in this to be perfect. Of course, when we don't feel good enough as a mom, it's a little bit different because that really hits us hard because we want to do this right. We love our kids so much. So when we constantly feel like we are not good enough, it is hell. It's painful because we just want to do this most important job right. So when I'm talking about recording a podcast, it's a little bit different, but still I just found myself in this perfection loop. The perfection is like I have to have it all perfect out there. And like, no, I cannot really talk about everything I want to share with you, everything I want to teach you in this podcast. So I'm just starting off with telling you more what you can expect, who I am, why I'm so drawn to these topics, and yeah, basically what you can expect from me and from this podcast. So let's jump in, let's dive in. Most of the podcast episodes are also going to be recorded with the video because I know that somebody is just learning and integrating better from video than just from audio. So those videos are going to be on my YouTube channel. But for now, let's focus on the podcast and the audio that I'm in your ear. And hopefully, you are going to just get closer with every single episode to really feel good enough. Because honestly, and I'm going to talk about with several ways and several angles, that good enough mom is exactly who feels good enough. And it is up to you. And I'm going to support you. I'm going to be your guide to get there. Because when you understand how much of the procrastination that we do when we are not doing certain things, when you understand that actually the preconditioning in our brain, how we were raised, what we saw about motherhood, or what we are seeing right now around us about motherhood, is just shaping the view, how we are thinking about motherhood and ourselves, that's going to be a big breakthrough for you. So, the number one biggest step to healing starts here, that you are not alone with this. You don't need to feel isolated and like something like a weirdo, a loser. Somehow you are just not good enough in motherhood while the others are. So there is seriously something wrong with you. Like, nope, nope. This is really the number step to healing and to feel better is then really just understand and really feel into it that there is nothing wrong with you. There is no such thing as you are not cut out for motherhood. We are going to talk about this also a lot, or something wrong with you specifically. And that's why you are not a good enough mom. You are a good enough mom, and I'm going to help you to see that, to feel that. We are going to demystify a lot of the shit around motherhood, the perfect mom image for sure, because that's impossible and that is a standard that we never can reach. Definitely, we are going to crash the sugar-coated motherhood image because, again, that is like, oh, that's not realistic. Come on. And then, obviously, I'm just going to tell you so much more about all the things, all the topics, all the nitty-gritty details that are shaping your belief now about you, about motherhood, about what is good enough. And then we are going to just decondition your brain from all the shit, the pre-programming, that what we think we should be, how a mother should do things, what a good mom is, how she behaves, etc. So we are going to demystify all that shit. We are going to talk about all the bullshit, and it is going to be imperfect, just like we are imperfect. And that's perfect enough. That's good enough. So let's hop on the ride and dive in deeper. Who am I? Why I'm so drawn to these topics? Why I'm so passionate about helping other moms in their motherhood journey and really feeling good enough. So my name is Esther. I'm Esther B. Sabo, a mom coach and change practitioner for moms. Change practitioner is what is when I'm talking about unconscious coaching with a bit of hypnotherapy. So I'm this a little bit of unicorn mixing both of the coaching style, like both the mindset coaching and the unconscious coaching. So what you can expect also in this podcast is that I'm going to share you more really about neuroscience, really more about how our human brain works, what you are experiencing, why you are experiencing that, because that's already a huge breakthrough when you are understanding that there's nothing wrong with you. It's just your human brain being a human brain. And that's going to help you already a lot. And I'm also going to share more about my story, more about client stories, and also tools. So you are going to get closer and closer to your confidence and good enoughness. You see, as a new mom, my motherhood journey really didn't start off as this sugar-coated perfection, rainbows and daisies and unicorns. The interesting part is somehow I had this picture in my head or this idea in my head that postpartum depression can only hit others who are not mature enough, who are not prepared to have a baby, or accidentally just got pregnant, but they are really not ready to have babies. And I was so fucking wrong. Oh my gosh, I was just so wrong because we had this beautiful, perfect marriage. We loved each other so much. We already had time just for the two of us. We were traveling, we were living really an amazing life. And then we decided that it's really time to have a baby, to have an addition and really start our own family. And I was so excited to be a mom. My pregnancy went amazingly well, like really no complications. Everything was just beautiful, like the one that you could see on magazines and like whatever. I was still working out. I was an active pregnant mama. Like everything was perfect. And then she arrived. And right from the beginning, but literally right from the beginning, it changed my world upside down. And the most painful and challenging way possible that I could never imagine before. I thought I was prepared, but apparently I was not. I felt super exhausted. I was super tired, and that sleep deprivation really got the worst out of me. Um, And they say that the bonding, that unconditional love really gives you strength to go through those really crazy first weeks. And that was not that for me. I didn't feel the bonding. I didn't bond with my baby. I was just crying a lot. I was crying and begging God to just take away my life because that is just not a life I want. And I'm going to share you more about postnatal depression, postnatal anxiety, and all about these things that it's not normalized to talk about. But for now, what I really want to just share in this first episode is really that all of these things that happened to me and whatever and however I felt, it was far away from joy and happiness and that picture of a mother hugging the baby. I felt really lost. I felt stuck. I felt terrible. And what my brain was constantly telling me is that, "Mm, yeah, you screwed up. You're not cut out for motherhood at the end." So I felt completely stuck and screwed up because the baby was already there. Why I was convinced that, okay, I'm not cut out for motherhood. Something has gone seriously wrong here. I'm just not cut out for motherhood. And the thing is, obviously, it was not true. Years after, I am a mom of two. I love being a mom. I know I am a good enough mom, and there's no such thing as you are either cut out for motherhood, you are a motherhood material or not. It's really all about the expectations that we have in our brain that is really fed to us, who we should be as a mother, how we should behave, what we should feel, all about the shoulds. And when you don't comply with any of those shoulds, then you think like, oh, there is something wrong with me. Spoiler alert, there is nothing wrong with you. Everything is wrong with those expectations. Everything is wrong with that perfect mom image who doesn't exist. But there is nothing wrong with you. So, this is how I came to mom coaching too. Because thanks to a coach, I got better and I became just a total different person on the other side. And I didn't even know what life coaching was at that time. But just like, okay, somebody help me. And when it did transform my life, when it did transform how I felt, how I was in motherhood, in my life, and every area basically in my life, it's just like, wait a minute, there is something here. And of course, myself, I started to learn coaching and I got a certification and I went deeper and deeper and deeper. And I've never stopped learning since. But what I really want to just kind of emphasize one more is I thought that, when you are prepared for motherhood, then, it's just going to be the rainbows and daisies land when you get your baby and then you have her or him in your hands. And like, no, actually, there is identity change, identity crisis, matrescence, the process of becoming a mother. We don't talk about that enough. The whole change, that everything is changing for us. And then when you are a mom, then what you face is not the support what you would need, but the endless expectations. And I'm going to talk about so much more in this podcast about the expectations. But listen closely. The reason why at this very moment you're not feeling good enough is not because what you are doing, is not because what you are not doing. It is simply because you are comparing yourself to that idealized good mom image who doesn't exist. It is fed to us. And that good mom image and all those expectations don't respect, don't take into consideration that we all are different. We all are different. Our personality, our capacity, our dreams, our life circumstances. So, why the hell are we trying so hard to reach a certain ultimate way, a standard? Because there's also an answer to that. Because we are people pleasers. This is how we were conditioned and socialized. Because we have this good girl syndrome that we really want to do this right. But what if you can't do this right? Motherhood, mothering, you cannot do this right if you think right means really literally complying with all the expectations that are pushed into your face. What if doing it right actually is just doing your best, which is exactly good enough? So, this is what this podcast is about. I'm going to share in every and each episode something else with you, another angle of good enough, how you can feel good enough, what is shaping your feeling, how your feelings are coming from, how you can change them. And I also plan later on also to bring on guests so we all learn from different angles. Because right now, how you feel and how you see yourself and the world is really shaped by all the conditioning and all the socialization in your brain, what you believe to be true. So when you hop on this ride and you come with me on this journey, then we are going to just get rid of that shit one by one. You are going to break free from that cage and you are going to understand how much more power you have over your own feelings, over your own life. And you are going to really create this joyful experience for yourself in your life and in motherhood because you deserve to feel good. And no, you're not going to enjoy every second of it, which is also an expectation. But you are really going to be joyful and you are going to really enjoy being a mom, just in general, because you will know where it comes from, that your belief was shaped by the old programming and preconditioning, you are going to understand how you can change it, how your human brain works. And I cannot wait to be your guide to get closer and closer to this good enoughness. This is what you can expect from me and from this podcast. And I'm so grateful and I'm so happy that you are here. Talk to you next time. Bye.